In India, there are about 7,000 companies that are listed in both Bombay Stock Exchange and National Stock Exchange. There are broadly about 85 different sectors or industries. Very importantly, we really cannot track all of these sectors or companies on a regular basis. Hello everyone, welcome back to Nandu's Equity. From this 85 sectors of India, we are going to filter only 33 sectors and create a curated watch list of 100 stocks from the 7,000 plus stocks that are listed in India. Let's get into the video. I have set the P ratio to be less than 20, but there could be exceptions where the industry P is quite higher compared to the current P of the stock, or some stocks we cannot really get in lower P, that has also been added. As part of these 85 different sectors, we have first removed ESG, that is environmental, social and governance issues. Whatever companies would have, they will be part of these two areas, tobacco and liquor production. So as part of that, we have eliminated those two from the 85 sector first. Some sectors do not have any major listed companies. We have eliminated them, mostly like not having a sizable market cap. And some sectors where there will be no value or interest in those companies, or there could be very less trade volume. So we do not want to get stuck in those kind of sectors or companies. That is also eliminated. As we completed the three major filters, we get about 33 sectors. Out of that, we will be further filtering out 100 companies that we can keep as our watch list for building portfolio and create wealth. This 100 curated companies could help in regular monitoring for long-term investments and wealth creation. So as usual, my favorite tool, I have opened screener.in. So when you go to screener.in, if you click screens, you will have this browse sectors area. So you can find about 85 different sectors in this. So what I have first done is, like, I started going through one by one in terms of sectors, and then within that whatever I feel that is really making sense and will have real good value, I have started adding those sectors into an Excel sheet, something like this. So when I started doing that, like 40 sectors I found to be making sense and also part of something in terms of creating momentum or hot sector, or it could become a multibagger or whatever. And I have again avoided the ESG, and some of them are empty. Like if you click this airport service, I do not see much value here except that Interglobe Aviation. So it's a real good company currently. That's the one successfully running the flight services. But however, I am really not interested investing in any of the these companies. So apart from that, there could be other sectors that may not be much value. So those I have started avoiding. So very simple, I go and click on the particular sector, and from then I'll start adding them. For example, in this this is a hot sector. Aerospace and defense companies are in part of hot sectors. So if you look at though the P ratios are little higher, and definitely not compared to the industry PE, compared to industry PE, these two are cheaper. These two are good companies, Hindustan Aeronautics and BEL, HL and BEL. Those two I have added. So the way to add is very simple. Again, I go to my watch list view. So this one allows you to create two free watch lists. So this is a core watch list. So I also will start adding. So you want to create a new watch list. Generally you can go to that. So in this watch list I don't have anything. I can go and have just added these two, And is there anything else from aerospace? Yes, Cochin Shipyard, BEML are the other two good companies, so we can add them as well. So go here and keep adding. So we got 4 companies out of this particular sector alone. So other, of course, this entire aerospace and defense companies, the P ratio is quite high because all these companies have run up quite well in the recent time. So then again we go to the screens, agrochemicals. So agrochemicals, again I always want to first sort by market cap, and in that if you see PI Industries, UPL, they are all real good companies, but if you see their P ratios are quite high, and I do not want to go below 5,000 crore capital. So this whole thing kind of missed out from our list, and I'm just seeing if anything else can be taken. No. So again we go back. So we have skipped this, we do not want alcoholic beverages. Auto ancillaries, so this is another interesting space, but the problem is again all have run up so well, hardly we will find 1 or 2 companies, but in our case in this area almost all are quite high in terms of valuation. Auto ancillaries also might go out except Amara Raja. We probably can take Amara Raja in our list. Cool. So from the whole auto ancillaries we got only Amara Raja. I think Bombay Burma also makes sense. We need to see. So first I am doing this step to create 2 set of watch lists, 50 plus 50. So then only we will further filters if we do not want anything. There are so many companies, but not all of them are having real value. So I think Vorak Engineer is another one, seems to be good, and Shriram Pistons. Below that it's all like going below the 5,000 market cap, so we do not want. So like this is the way I have picked up almost all of the areas. In this, if you see again, there are so many giant companies, but not all of them are making sense to me from a valuation perspective. If you see Bajaj Auto really makes sense, M&M makes sense. So I will just continue to add both those companies. So out of all the 85 sectors, the final filtered sectors are 33. We can really call them super sectors, as I see huge potential for the next 5 to 10 years. So we will categorically see some of them, and we have already seen 5 hot sectors. I have given the link of all the 5 videos on hot sectors including railways, but to have a quick recap, these are the 5 hot sectors. One is defense and artificial intelligence in IT, and electric vehicles in auto, and railways, and finally API in pharma. So in defense, of course, we have been hearing a lot about these PSU companies. Almost all of them are PSU companies, and they have very strong potential still, and they will continue to grow multifold. And in AI, of course, a lot of companies are there in AI, but there are a few companies that are available kind of cheaper than industry PE and P ratio perspective, and also the way they are focusing on AI. And then from EV space, we have Tata Motors and M&M. Of course, there are so many other auto players. They keep evolving with this particular EV space, but currently the value add could be Tata Motors and M&M. And from auto ancillaries, only Amara Raja battery available cheaper. And of course from railways, IRCTC is a monopoly, and again defense and railways, in both places we can see BEML continue to be the great supplier, and Container Corp is a unique play in the logistics space, and they are very well connected to the railways area. API, again, there are so many companies. We have seen 10 or 15 different companies in our video itself, but these are the top 3 companies which are available kind of cheaper and has a very huge API portfolio. And from FMJ space, I have curated 5 companies. HUL, kind of a market player, market mover, we can't avoid. Nestle, after its stock split, looks interesting. There has been correction and there will be opportunity soon to enter. And Dauber, again, niche market share it has, and it will continue to be available, costlier. I don't think it will come down that easily. And similarly, Marico, it has its own market share in the oil area. And from a rice, of course, KRBL is there, but we always heard a lot of different bad news about KRBL. So the next best player is LT Foods. So it is like all kind of market cap. We have all these 5 major stocks. And of course, banking sector is kind of a very fragile and unpredictable sector, but with India's economic growth, this will continue to be the major area. So from a private place, we have these 4 companies, HDFC and ICICI is more like a nifty mover itself, and Axis Bank and Kotak Mahindra. From public space, SBI in Canada. From mid-cap perspective, IDFC and IDFC First and Federal Bank. And from a small size bank, South Indian Bank looks interesting. So apart from that, we are having a long bull run of all the PSUs in India, and there are so many monopolies here, and there has been a lot of value here, and some of these companies have already doubled. If you see RAC, REC, PFC and NMDC, they all have kind of gone double, and there is still value for some of the monopolies consistently, like Power Grid, Coal India, NTPC, IRCTC, ONGC. There are real good monopolies in India. Oil India has recently gone up. In last 6 months it has doubled, and GAIL again still has lot of steam in it. NMDC has doubled, NLC India has doubled. In last 1 year, almost all of these have doubled. And from a mid cap range, again we have a lot of interesting companies. IREDA is a new addition. OMC is little risky because it is quite tied to the global situation. Any kind of fear in the Gulf area, like how we have with Palestine and Israel, this area will always be impacted. However, in the recent times, like there has been a lot of talks on hydrogen fuel, and that's where like some of these companies are going to have a good participation. I think BPCL has currently involved in some hydrogen initiatives. However, this is kind of a new area, evolving area, and I would say OMC is just to keep in the watch list, and we should never put more than 5% of our portfolio in this area. There are about 12 sectors where I found only one company in each of them. So first one is, we have already seen, auto ancillaries, quite connected to the EV space, Amara. Interestingly, I found this Navabharat Ventures. Earlier it was called Navabharat Ventures, now it is Nava. They are mostly focusing on ferro alloy manufacturing. I also found very interestingly, they also have avocado, from agriculture space, avocado, and so many different diversified businesses they have, which quite interested me. And also from a long-term agreement they have with Tata Steel Mining, and also they have international space for this area. So I have added into the watch list. Edible oil we already saw from FMCG space, Marico. Infra, Larsen and Toubro is like an unavoidable company in the list, and also similar to how we are having Reliance, HDFC Bank, Infosys kind of top nifty movers. L&T is one of them. And from ports and marine space, only Adani Port is the big player. We have it here. Paints, though so many companies are there, Asian Paints market share is unshakable. Paper, we all know any time when we think about bond paper, JK bond paper is something that comes to our mind, and valuation is still cheaper compared to other paper companies. Railways, we have seen IRCTC. Shipbuilding, again, Mazagon dock is something, though currently kind of expensive, good to keep in our watch list. Textiles, again, so many companies are there, but nothing like Raymond from a valuation perspective. Of course, they have other stakeholder family issues, court proceedings and things like that, but still from a company valuation perspective, it is still good. Container Corp, no doubt, from a logistics space, very good player. And telecom, we have not included telecom space Bharati Airtel and Reliance because those are like duopolies, but from a tower perspective, Indus Tower has more than 50 to 60% of market share in India, so it looks lucrative. So from continuing our super sector perspective, from crude oil and natural gas, we have ONGC Oil India, very good PSUs. Insurance space, again LIC and general insurance. Shipping is something we generally do not track, but looks very interesting from both valuation and opportunity perspective. GE Shipping and Shipping Corporation of India. Chemical space, so many companies, but the valuation perspective, Tata Chemicals still looks good, but we need to really wait and watch for Tata Chemicals. Of course, GNFC, Deepak Fertilizer also came down a lot of news about it. We need to keep a watch on that. And construction space, there are so many players, again crowded place, but these three not so famous areas, companies that are kind of available little cheaper from P perspective. Fertilizers, these are all well-known companies, Coromandel, Chambal Fertilizer and Gujarat State Fertilizer, all are available cheaper. Gas distribution, GAIL is kind of on the verge of breakout. Petronet LNG has broken out with a lot of volume. IGL, MGL also interesting, but we need to keep a watch because LNG is something, is kind of a hot sector now. A lot of vehicles are coming with LNG factory fitting. So a lot of outlets also coming in most of the cities. So interesting. Mining, no doubt on Coal India and NMDC. We have also included GMDC with valuation. Alloy metals, Hindustan Zinc, Hindalco, National Aluminum, all looking good. Tires, we have Apollo, JK Tires, Seat, and sugar, Balrampur Chini, EAD Parry and Triveni. We already have seen pharma space, just added Arbindo Pharma, but pharma space is quite dynamic. And basically I have created all these stocks into a Google sheet. I have kept that in the description, so anything goes out, anything comes in, that will be updated. You can keep that as a reference. Refineries, I have included all these, including Reliance, and again this is kind of a dynamic and fragile area. Steel, it's quite crowded, but the way now things are available, these are the companies that are available cheaper. Automobile, apart from Tata Motors, M&M, we do have these because auto space is getting steam now. We can keep them in our watch list. Power generation, so many companies, we already talked about Power Grid as a monopoly. NTPC is another monopoly. NLC has very good dividend yield and also good steam in terms of running. Adani Power, CAC, Godavari, all these are available cheaper now. Finance, again overcrowded area, we need to really watch. IREDA is a new one that got listed only last year, 4th quarter. Very interesting story. Hatco, Chola, Manappuram, Muthoot, PL, PTC, all those are having good valuation currently, but we need to keep watching. PVFC, REC are my top picks in this, but it has gone up quite high already. So I have curated all these 100 companies into a watch list as part of a Google Sheet. The link is available in the description. You can always look into it to view. It's publicly available. And if you find any other companies that are quite interesting and there is a very good theme or story, please share with me in the comments column and I will definitely review. And I plan to have a stock analysis of most of these companies. Some of these already done and I'll try to do more. Thank you so much for watching. Please click the like button if you like this video. If you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe. Thank you.